Hey you guys, it's Amira and I'm coming to you today with a detailed full face video. If you guys would like to see how I achieve this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so first I'm going to start out by doing my eyebrows. I usually use Anastasia Dip Brow, or I use NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade in the color Espresso, but it's kind of dry, so I don't really want to use that. I need to get a new one. So I'm going to use a brow pencil. This is going to be the Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette by L'Oreal. And it also comes with a spoolie on the end. So I like to line the bottom of my brows first. Then I basically just do brush strokes going upward. And when I fill in my brows, I kind of fill them similar to like a unibrow, which I know is weird. So I'm gonna go in with this. Then I like line my brow at the top as well, like so. Go ahead and spoolie my eyebrows before I conceal them. I usually just spoolie in the front and then make my way back, because it's most important for you to spoolie in the front, or kind of like blend out that product, because if the front of your eyebrows look too dark, instead of like just my eyebrow and lashes look, I'm gonna go in with the Pro Concealer. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with that. This is my favorite concealer. It's the only concealer I use besides this one, which is gonna be the Tarte concealer, but it's more on the expensive side. You can get it from Sephora. I'm not sure if you can get it from Ulta, but I'm using the concealer in Creamy Beige. So I'm just gonna push some out, and then I go in with, and I don't know the name of this brush because I've been using it for so long that it just wore away, but I know I got it from Sephora as well. So first I'm gonna line the bottom of my lashes, my eyebrows, not my lashes. And I just wipe my brush on like a napkin, both ways to keep it clean. Now I'm gonna take the same product, same brush, and go on the top. I basically just leave extra concealer underneath at the front, and then I'm gonna go ahead and brush that up to give my brows a more defined line. Of me doing this, I go back in with a spoolie just to fade the brows out just a little bit more. Make sure that you brush your brows all the way through. Don't only do the front and don't only do the tail of your brows. And as far as brushing out your brows, foundation. Like, nobody wants to spend $50 on a bottle of foundation, and for me, like, sometimes I'll literally just put makeup on just to go take pictures, and then I'll come back inside, I won't go nowhere or anything, and just wipe it off. Like, this, if you're not with this, you need to get with this, because this is where it's at. They also have dewy. I like the dewy one as well, but my shade is, I believe this is correct because sometimes my tops get mixed up because I have a lighter one too, but it's not really matching my skin right now. But I have the golden caramel in 332. So I always shake it up first because, you know, it probably has like oils and all types of stuff, other stuff in there. So I just shake that up, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender. I usually spray my beauty blender with water, or I spray it with like a facial spray. Either one is up to you. I just spray it to get damp. I prefer spraying my beauty blender over like drenching it in water and squeezing it out. Really, because if you put it in water and squeeze it out, your hands are going to get dirty if it's not a new beauty blender. I just like it better. I think it's more convenient. Put mine directly on the beauty blender. Not too little, not too much. So I usually do around like this amount. So not a lot, but not too much. I have a blemish right here from having so I basically just spread that all over my face. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend all that in. Get as close as possible, and also don't forget to kind of drag your foundation down to your neck, because sometimes your foundation may be a little bit darker than you because you're going to lighten it up by using everything else, and and you don't want to look one color right here and a different color right here. Now I'm about to go back in with that same Pro Concealer in the color Creamy Beige. And I'm going to put this underneath my eyes. I usually go in a triangle shape. Now I'm about to go in on the top of my forehead. Just a couple swipes. You don't want too much. And I'm going to put the same amount on my chin. And down the center of my nose. Alright, then I'm going to go back in with that same beauty blender. And I'm going to take my facial spray. I'm about to put y'all on because this is where it's at. Facial mist, I usually get the original, but I'm using my friend's right now, and she has the cucumber one. The only difference is the smell, but it's basically just a witch hazel face spray. So when I do my concealer, I spray my face instead of spraying the beauty blender because I just sprayed it from the foundation. Then I start blending this in. Separate beauty blender that I use strictly for my powder. I have two different powders that I use. It depends on what type of look I'm going for. But I usually use this, the Airspun in translucent. But I also have a Revlon powder that is okay. I got this just because I ran out of my other one, but it's in the shade Banana. It kind of gives me a more like, I feel like, I shouldn't say daytime makeup, but for lack of a better word. So today I'm going to end up using the Banana. Since it's in this type of container, I'm just going to take the top of my Airspun and put some in there. And I'm actually just deciding just now to mix some of my Airspun in with the Banana because I'm noticing, I thought I was tripping last time, but it's like very, very banana, like very, very banana. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix those two together. And then I feel like this is like the happy medium, like the perfect shade of powder that I'm looking for. I only put a little bit of the translucent. I'm going to take my beauty blender. And you see how now I have like, it's building up. So I always check that before I do my powder because what's the point of setting makeup that is like not laying properly? So I'm just gonna tap it in there. also around my nose. So for this cream, I'm going to spray, this is a Real Techniques brush. I like to use this for the cream because it's a little bit more of a denser type of brush. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend that in, and I kind of push this upward because everything needs to blend properly. I feel like that's one of the main things with makeup. If you can use all of the right shades, but if you don't blend your product correctly, it's not gonna look right. So I'm basically gonna take the excess from doing that and brush it to my hairline. I'm also gonna go around the bottom of my chin, just because how I was telling you guys about the color difference, it kind of helps to just bring all the colors together. Now I'm gonna take this. This is gonna be a Crown Pro brush. I believe Crown is from Morphe. I'm not for sure. I've had all these brushes for a long time. It's gonna be the C525. And I'm gonna go in with this NYX matte bronzer in the shade Deep Tan. And I've hit the pan. So y'all can tell that this is my favorite. I've been using it since day one. Just gonna tap into that and go on top of where I put that cream. It's a very, very light and on my forehead. I don't know what type of brush this is, but it's just very, very small. I also go in and spray that with a little of my water or face mist. And I'm basically going to use this brush to blend in this on my nose. And I take it all the way up to my eye, to the front of my eyebrow. And I'm going to blend that down the side of my nose because you don't want to have a very, very sharp line. Okay, so now I'm about to take this same brush that I just used and use the same powder and go over the contour on my nose. Very, very lightly on the nose. Very, very lightly on the nose. And then I also am going to brush that on top of my eyelids just to give myself a little bit of color. So now we're about to brush away the powder, and I have this is also a Real Techniques brush. I don't know which one because I've had it for so long, but they sell these in like packs of like maybe 5 or 6 brushes, and this is what I would recommend whether you're starting off or whether you already just do your makeup every day. This is a brush that I'm going to use to basically wipe away my bake. And I spray it maybe 3 times with the face spray just to help it blend, because sometimes you can get an ashy look and we don't want that. So I'm going to blend all that out. And when I go underneath my contour, I'm also going to try to like blend that in, because sometimes people's line on their cheeks is like too sharp. Contour to be a little bit darker. I would just rather be safe than sorry when I have, or before I wash off or wipe off my powder. So now I'm just gonna go in and do a couple tabs, just to give it a more warm look. So now I'm going to go in with this Fit Me blush. I ended up getting a shade darker than what I usually get because I don't know, I thought this was the right one. But I've still been using it and it's been doing the job. I just use it a little bit lighter than I would use the other shade because the other shade is more pink. This one is gonna, or more rose, I should say. This one is going to be in the color Wine, number 50. And all these Fit Me products you can get from from Walmart. I believe sometimes you can get NYX from Walmart as well. And I also know that the 2 powders that I have, you can also get from Walmart. So these products aren't going to be like super expensive or anything. So I'm basically just going to take my brush on here and I'm going to do brush strokes going backwards to the desired look. Sometimes I do more blush than other days, it just depends. And then I also put a little blush on the end of my nose. I get a lot of questions on my highlight. So I have 2 highlights that I use, not at the same time, but it's either one or the other. My highlight is so important to me. I feel like it just completes the look. Like if I was just done right now, put some lashes on, it'd be cool, but not good enough. So I have one that you can get from Walmart. This is gonna be the Wet n Wild. Yeah. Highlighting powder in Golden Flower Crown. I have 2 of these because this was my favorite at one point, but I found an old one that I used to have, which is by Makeup Forever. And this is gonna be in the shade Pro Light Fusion, but this is what it looks like. So today I'm gonna end up doing the Makeup Forever one because I've been using the Wet n Wild a lot. Switch it up a little bit. So for my highlight, I have 2 different brushes that I use. This one is a NYX brush and it's gonna be brush number 16. And I use this for my underneath my eyebrows, my nose, and then my top lip. Always spray your highlight. It makes it come out a lot better. You don't have to like put so much on because it's not really showing the way you want it to. If anything, it may show too much by spraying it, so don't drown it. Just do like a couple sprays. 2. Sometimes I'll spray the brush, sometimes I spray the highlight, but it's kind of just up to you, whichever one. It works both ways. So I'm gonna take this brush. But always make sure to blend your nose highlight. Take this, don't know what type of brush. This is the shape of it, it's what it looks like. It's a very fluffy brush. I like to use that for my highlight instead of a fan brush because the fan brush is kind of like thin. Bottom of my chin just to give that a highlight back, and then on my forehead. But be careful for the forehead because you don't want to put too much. If you do, like sometimes if I notice it's too much, I'll take this brush and I'll just kind of like blend it out in certain areas. Okay, so I'm gonna put my lashes on off camera, but I am going to do my lip. I used to be a lip gloss girl, but I recently started doing the like kind of like ombre, like brown and pink brown liner. I haven't been able to find the shade of brown liner that I like personally for my lips, so I'm going to be using a eyeshadow palette. This is a really old palette that I've had because I don't really use eyeshadow too much, but it's going to be a Too Faced. It's going to be the Natural Eyes palette. This is what it looks like. To go in with a mixture of the 2 top colors, which is going to be Cashmere Bunny and Sex Espresso. I go in with the cashmere first, just to And when I draw that line, I'm going to blend that inward, and then for my bottom lip, I'm going to blend it upward. And I'll just use a really small brush. Then I'm going to go in with the NYX Lip Lingerie. It's in the shade 6. So we're just going to take some of that and I'm going to apply it to the center of my lip. So I blended in the lip and I put my lashes on because my nails are long and sometimes I'll be struggling. This is going to be my finished look. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram as well. If there are any other videos that you guys have in mind, I have a mukbang with a story time coming up, hopefully within the next couple days, and I'm also going to do a vlog for Thanksgiving. So those are some things that I have on the way, but if there's anything else that you guys would like to see specifically, then you can either send it to my DM on Instagram or you can put it in the comments down below. I got my nails done yesterday. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.